こんばんは。リラックスしながらお聞きください。英語で国内ニュースから今日の主なニュースをお届けします。
Price hike bankruptcies are surging again. April 2026 recorded a high of 108 cases, up 50% from last year. Companies struggle to pass on rising costs of raw materials and fuel. The construction sector was significantly affected, seeing an 80% increase in bankruptcies, mainly due to high material costs.
The LDP proposes measures against election misinformation on social media. Large platform operators would be obligated to mitigate negative impacts and publicize actions. Posters must disclose AI-generated content. Spreading known false information about candidates would also be regulated. Law changes are aimed for early implementation.
A former medical venture president, Takuya Hara, was arrested for allegedly defrauding an investment company of 1.6 billion yen. He reportedly presented false sales figures, claiming 800 million yen for a service with no sales, leading to the company's acquisition. Police suspect Hara used the money for debt repayment.
President Trump has departed for China, meeting President Xi Jinping on May 14th. Their summit will primarily focus on the Iran situation, seeking a breakthrough. The U.S. will discuss energy and pressure China regarding its support for Iran during the talks.
The government is considering postponing a bill that would allow married individuals to use their maiden names as common names. The decision to delay its submission to the current Diet session is mainly due to a tight parliamentary deliberation schedule. This bill aims to expand the use of former surnames.
A California mayor has resigned after being indicted for acting as a Chinese agent. Irene Wang, mayor of Arcadia, was accused of publishing pro-China content on her news website under instruction from Chinese authorities. She admitted guilt in a plea bargain in March 2026, resigning on May 11th.
A mother, Naho Minuma, 30, was rearrested for the murder of her second daughter, Mihana, 3. Both children died at a mother-child support facility in Fukuoka. Minuma, previously arrested for her eldest daughter's murder, admitted to strangling and cutting Mihana's neck with an electric cord and knife.
The Osaka High Court rejected claims that executing a death row inmate during a retrial request is unconstitutional. Lawyers sought damages for a client executed in 2018. The court ruled the right to trial excludes retrial requests, but noted executions could be illegal if a retrial is highly likely.
On Minamata Disease's 70th anniversary, the Japan Federation of Bar Associations, JFBA, called it a serious situation where victim recovery is not complete. They urged victim relief and demanded the withdrawal of a 2014 Environment Ministry notice. The JFBA also requested proper screening based on a 2013 Supreme Court ruling.
20 Osaka plaintiffs filed a group appeal against the government's re-reduction of welfare benefits. This follows a 2025 Supreme Court ruling that deemed an initial reduction illegal. Plaintiffs argue the re-reduction and varied payments to recipients are unfair. They plan to refile lawsuits if the appeal is denied.
次は社会のニュースです。
A man in his 50s was referred to prosecutors for allegedly threatening an Akahata reporter on X. He posted, "You need to be careful not to get stabbed," citing an X post by Nippon Ishin's Fumitaki Fujita that showed the reporter's business card. The man admitted causing fear, saying he only meant to warn the reporter and was relieving stress online.
Emperor Naruhito planted rice on May 13th in a paddy field at the Imperial Palace. He carefully placed 20 seedlings of Nihon Masari and Mangatsumochi rice grown from seeds sown in April. The seedlings were 10 to 15 centimeters tall. The 238 square meter field is expected to yield about 100 kilograms of rice in September.
The Osaka High Court on May 13th rejected an appeal claiming a death row inmate's execution during a retrial request was unconstitutional. Lawyers sued after Keizo Okamoto was executed in 2018. The court ruled constitutional trial rights apply to regular trials, not retrial requests, but noted executions could be illegal if a retrial had strong prospects.
20 Osaka plaintiffs filed a review request on May 13th opposing the government's re-reduction of welfare benefits. This action follows a Supreme Court ruling that an earlier large-scale reduction was illegal. If the request is denied, the group plans to refile a lawsuit. This is reportedly the first group review request nationwide on this issue.
Millet biscuits, a popular snack from Kochi, has suspended production of some items. This was confirmed on May 13th. The reason is a shortage of naphtha caused by the worsening Middle East situation, which has delayed or halted the supply of packaging materials.
Widespread thunderstorms are forecast from May 13th to 14th, especially from Tohoku to Shikoku, affecting urban areas. Be cautious of lightning, strong winds, hail, and sudden heavy rain. From the weekend, temperatures will rise, with some areas reaching over 30 degrees Celsius. Prepare for the increasing heat.
An elementary school teacher, Koji Wakamatsu, 39, was arrested for allegedly pressing his lower body against a female student's water bottle in October 2025. He faces property damage charges. Wakamatsu, already indicted for secret filming, admitted the act, saying he couldn't control his excitement. Videos of the incident were found on his phone, and police are investigating further.
In Fukuoka, a mother, Nohoko Mizunuma, 30, was rearrested on May 13th for the murder of her 3-year-old second daughter, Mihana. She allegedly strangled and cut Mihana in March at a mother-child facility. Mizunuma, previously arrested for her eldest daughter's murder, admitted the charge. Both children were found dead in March, and she has confessed to killing them.
Kansai Electric Power announced on May 13th the cause of a steam leak at Mihama Nuclear Plant Unit 3. A hole was found in a closing cap on the high-pressure turbine cover. This part has not been replaced or repaired in the plant's 50 years of operation, contributing to the May 8th incident.
Amshepri, a regenerative medicine product for Parkinson's disease using iPS cells, has been approved for insurance coverage. The Central Social Insurance Medical Council set the cost for one treatment at approximately 55.3 million yen. This marks a significant step for iPS cell therapy in Japan.
次はビジネス関連のニュースです。
SoftBank Group achieved a record net profit of 5,002.2 billion yen for the year ending March. This is the first time a Japanese company has exceeded 5 trillion yen. The profit is about 4.3 times higher than the previous year. Sales also rose 7.7% to 7,798.6 billion yen, marking a new annual high for domestic firms.
Motor giant Nidec officially announced suspected quality misconduct on May 13th. This involves changing designs without customer consent and falsifying inspection data for motor parts. A lawyers' committee will investigate and report by August. Nidec apologized, noting the issues were found during an internal review. No impact on product function or safety has been reported yet.
Production of some millet biscuits, a Kochi specialty, has stopped due to naphtha shortages. This is caused by worsening Middle East tensions affecting packaging material supply. Manufacturer Nomura Senbei Processing Shop confirmed the halt on May 13th. The Millet Super Big Pack stopped on April 23rd, with 4-pack millet biscuits following on June 1.
Prime Minister Takaichi denied any involvement by herself or her office in reports of slanderous videos. These videos, allegedly created by her campaign staff, targeted other candidates during the previous Liberal Democratic Party leadership election and were posted on social media. She made this statement in the House of Councillors on May 13th.
Japan's street corner economy reached a 4-year low in April. The Cabinet Office announced on May 13th. The current conditions index fell to 48, worsening for the second consecutive month. This decline is due to Middle East turmoil, marking the lowest level since February 2022. All indices for households, businesses, and employment deteriorated.
Nissan Motor reported a 533 billion yen net loss for the fiscal year ending March 2026. This marks the second consecutive year of huge losses, driven by factory reductions and employee restructuring costs. Nissan is cutting 7 production sites and 20,000 employees. However, the company projects a 20 billion yen net profit for the fiscal year ending March 2027.
Price hike bankruptcies are surging again, with 108 cases in April 2026. This is a 50% increase from last year and the highest monthly total since 2018. Companies are struggling to pass on rising costs for fuel and raw materials. The construction industry saw an 80% increase in these bankruptcies, primarily due to soaring raw material prices.
A bill amending the health insurance law has entered deliberation in the House of Councillors. It proposes additional costs for patients prescribed OTC-like drugs, which are similar to over-the-counter medications. Prime Minister Takaichi emphasized its importance for ensuring fair insurance benefits and burden.
Discussions on constitutional amendment will intensify in the House of Representatives. An image draft for emergency clauses has been presented, leading the ruling party to accelerate efforts toward drafting legislation. Some opposition parties support creating emergency clauses, while others oppose constitutional revision itself.
Japan's benchmark 10-year government bond yield, a key long-term interest rate, temporarily rose to 2.60% on May 13th. This marks a 29-year high, not seen since June 1997. The increase is linked to rising U.S. long-term rates and expectations of an early additional rate hike by the Bank of Japan.
では、スポーツニュースをお伝えします。
Figure skater Kaori Sakamoto, a Milan Cortina Olympic silver medalist, announced her marriage at her retirement press conference. She stated her husband is someone she met in college, is her age, and is not involved in figure skating. Sakamoto described him as always calm but also fun-loving. The marriage took place on May 5th.
Dodgers star Shohei Ohtani hit his 7th solo home run of the season against the Giants. This marked his first homer in 53 at-bats. In the same game, starting pitcher Yoshinobu Yamamoto recorded his 3rd loss of the season. He allowed 5 runs over less than 7 innings pitched.
Dina Bay Stars catcher Yuta Yamamoto, 27, was traded to SoftBank Hawks for pitcher Shuto Ogata, 26, and infielder Tomoya Inoue, 23. Yamamoto was Dina's starting catcher. Dina sought to strengthen its pitching staff due to injuries, with Ogata planned as a starter. Yamamoto expressed surprise but accepted the trade.
Astros pitcher Tatsuya Imai's major league return was challenging. After a month's absence, he pitched 4 innings, allowing 6 runs. In the 4th, he issued 3 consecutive walks, then surrendered a grand slam. Control issues plagued him with 5 walks and hit by pitches. His comeback revealed ongoing struggles with command.
A controversial home run at Jingu Stadium led to a quick net repair. On May 12th, Hanshin's Nozomu Takadera hit a leadoff homer. Video suggested the ball might have passed through a hole in the left field net. Photos confirmed the hole. While it's unclear if the ball actually went through, the net was repaired by the next day.
Sabrina Whitman, 32, the Bundesliga's first female coach, achieved her first victory in her fourth match. Her team, FC Ingolstadt, beat VfL Osnabrück 3-1. Whitman made history as the first woman to coach a men's professional team in Germany's top two divisions, taking over as interim coach in May.
Japan's NPB announced new penalties for dangerous bat swings, effective May 12, following an umpire's injury. Batters throwing bats will receive a warning. A second offense means ejection. If a bat directly hits someone or enters a dead ball area, it's an immediate ejection. This rule aims to prevent similar accidents.
Kaoru Mitoma, 28, suffered a left hamstring injury on May 9th. Korean media warned of a fatal decline in strength for Japan's national football team. His estimated 2-month recovery makes his June World Cup participation difficult. Coach Moriyasu hopes the injury isn't serious, but heard it might be. This is a significant blow.
Komusubi Takayasu withdrew from the Summer Grand Sumo Tournament, starting day 4 due to a right leg injury. He had won his first 2 matches, including against Yokozuna Hoshoryu, but was injured during his day 3 loss. Takayasu is the 4th wrestler of Sekiwake rank or higher to withdraw from this tournament.
Takahiro Kitano resigned as president of the Japan Bobsleigh Federation and as JOAC vice president on May 12. He apologized for inappropriate remarks made during a January inquiry. The inquiry concerned a clerical error that caused the men's bobsleigh team to miss the Milan Cortina Olympics. Kitano expressed deep regret for his lack of awareness.
続いて、国際ニュースです。
U.S. President Trump departed for China early on May 13th, Japan time. He is set to meet with President Xi Jinping on the 14th. Their summit will likely address economic and trade challenges, issues surrounding Taiwan, and the situation in Iran. This visit aims to discuss various important international matters.
The U.S. State Department announced on May 12th that the U.S. and China agreed no country should charge passage fees in the Strait of Hormuz. This consensus was reached during high-level talks in late April. Iran reportedly sought such fees. This agreement highlights a rare point of unity between the two nations ahead of the U.S.-China summit.
Iran's Revolutionary Guard Corps announced a significant expansion of its operational boundaries in the Strait of Hormuz. This comes as talks between the U.S. and Iran to end hostilities show no progress, with the Guard maintaining a strong stance. U.S. President Trump also commented on the situation, indicating ongoing tensions.
Saudi Arabia reportedly carried out a retaliatory airstrike against Iran in late March, according to Reuters on May 12th. The target remains unknown. This is the first confirmed Saudi attack inside Iranian territory. Separately, the UAE also secretly attacked Iran in early April, as reported by the Wall Street Journal, highlighting growing regional conflict.
Russian President Putin announced on May 12th that the new Sarmat intercontinental ballistic missile, or ICBM, will be deployed by year-end. He stated it is the world's most powerful missile, capable of carrying multiple nuclear warheads and penetrating any missile defense system. An earlier launch test on the same day was successful.
North Korean state media reported that General Secretary Kim Jong-un visited a munitions factory. He ordered increased production efficiency for artillery shells and other weapons. South Korean experts suggest this directive aims to boost output for export to Russia, which is continuing its military invasion of Ukraine.
The U.S. Justice Department indicted a California mayor on May 11th. The mayor is accused of secretly acting as an agent for the Chinese government. The charges include spreading propaganda and engaging in undeclared activities, highlighting concerns about foreign influence within the United States.
Wage negotiations at South Korea's Samsung Electronics have failed. The union, seeking pay raises tied to the company's strong performance, has threatened a strike. This development raises concerns about potential disruptions and impacts on the global semiconductor market, given Samsung's significant role.
NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang is accompanying U.S. President Trump on his China visit. This reverses earlier reports that he would not join. Huang is part of a delegation of 17 business leaders, including Elon Musk and Tim Cook. President Trump confirmed Huang's presence on Air Force One via social media.
The OECD, or Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, released a report on May 13th. It recommended that Japan should gradually increase its consumption tax to improve its fiscal health. This recommendation comes amidst ongoing discussions in Japan about potentially reducing consumption tax on food items.
続いて、文化・芸能ニュースをお伝えします。
Renowned composer and jazz pianist Yuji Ono, famous for the music of Lupin III, has passed away at 84. He died peacefully on May 4th due to old age. Ono also created music for films like The Inugami Family. His agency announced the news, stating a farewell ceremony will be held later.
The 79th Cannes Film Festival opened in France on May 12th. This year features many Japanese films, with 3 competing for the top Palme d'Or award. Jury President Park Chan-wook stated that politics and art should not be separated, a contrasting view to the recent Berlin Film Festival.
Actress Yumi Sugimoto, 37, announced her remarriage and pregnancy on Instagram today, May 13th. Sharing a photo of her baby bump, she expressed both joy and some health concerns. The baby is expected in the autumn. Sugimoto also thanked her fans, noting this year marks her 25th anniversary in entertainment.
Fuji TV will air Tsukomi Star on May 23rd, hosted and produced by Soshina. This suggests Fuji TV sees Soshina as a successor to Hitoshi Matsumoto, who created acclaimed comedy shows. With Matsumoto's return uncertain due to scandal, Fuji TV is reportedly placing its hopes on Soshina to lead the next generation of comedy.
Fuji TV announced a new corporate philosophy on May 12th, guided by the principle, "What is that enjoyment for?" The company stated this is an internal pledge, not a replacement for their external slogan, "If it's not fun, it's not TV." President Shimizu explained it as a commitment to question the essence of fun.
Figure skater Kaori Sakamoto held her retirement press conference on May 13th. She surprised everyone by announcing her recent marriage to a non-celebrity man she met in university. Sakamoto, a Milan Cortina Olympics silver medalist, also garnered attention for the beautiful handwriting on message cards distributed to reporters at the event.
Wheelchair user idol Tomoka Igari responded on X to comments calling her sitting comfortably. She challenged critics to try living in a wheelchair, detailing the pain and effort. Igari stated, "If you think it's easy, trade places with my able-bodied self." She became a wheelchair user after a severe injury in 2018.
Fuji TV has canceled its FNS 27-hour TV special for this summer, reported May 11th. The program, which began in 1987, was also canceled in 2025 due to sponsor issues. If not aired next year, its 40th anniversary, there is speculation the long-running show might be permanently discontinued.
Voice actress Aoi Nagatsuki, known for Gakuen Idolmaster, has reportedly been a victim of unauthorized photography and privacy invasion. Her agency, Amuleto, issued a warning on X on May 13th. They confirmed circulating photos were taken without her permission. The agency condemned these acts and warned of legal action against further harassment, including upskirting and stalking.
Shogi player Sota Fuji Meijin Ruo, 23, began his quest to reclaim the Oza title with a victory on May 12. He defeated Asuto Saito 6-dan in the first round of the Challenger tournament. Fuji, who lost the Oza title last year, now needs 3 more wins for a challenge. He is currently on a 9-game winning streak.
今日のニュースは以上です。最後までお付き合いいただき、ありがとうございました。おやすみなさい。